The following program is produced by the Tech Talk Radio Network. Welcome to another episode of Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Justin Lemmy.
Good to see y'all. All fresh from a nice Father's Day weekend last weekend.
It was
camping.
Yeah.
It was hell.
Was it really? Why was it
was
heck?
hell.
Why was it heck?
Well, I mean, I had to work most of it.
Oh, yeah. Were you guys really busy at the old water park there?
Yeah, no, I was pretty busy. But, I mean, I want to hear about Shawn's camping trip. Honestly, forget about me because I'm just going to be a Debbie Downer. Shawn, you went camping. Like, that, I'm jealous.
Yeah, so we went to a state park we have been to here in Indiana called Mississauga State Park. It's a recreation area just literally in the middle of Indiana. It's very rural. Let's just put it that way. But we had a good time. We took the camper down there, and it was me, my buddy Steve, Caitlin, and Max, and we just did some hiking, did some disc golf.
Now, when you say disc golf, was the campground, did it actually have a disc golf course?
Yeah,
or did you just kind of set up a basket?
No, they actually have a disc golf course there. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, man. Now, you sent a picture. What really surprised me more than anything is how big Max has gotten.
He's huge.
What happened? It's like, I remember him being born, and then suddenly, boom, he's
15 months old. He's 15 months old.
How humans grow, Andy? I mean, you got kids.
Yeah.
Come on.
But
grandkids.
It does seem like that. Now, are you, Justin, your dad? Shawn, your dad now? I mean, I've been a dad over many times over. Isn't it like just in a flash, though? All of a sudden, you look at him, and it's like, whoa, where did he come from?
Yeah, I feel like it just blew by. It's like, oh, my God, he's walking.
It's this. People would tell me when Eric was born, they'd tell me, you got to understand, life flies by so fast. They grow up so quick. And at that moment, you're holding just this tiny little bundle in your arms, and you're like, nah. And for a while, it seems like, no, they're not going to grow up that fast. And then all of a sudden, you turn around, and they turn back around, and they are, like Shawn, they're walking, or they're talking, or they're going to school. I mean, hell, my kid's
for the keys to the car.
My kid's in first grade. Asking for the keys to the car. My kid's going into first grade already. I'm like, oh my gosh. You don't realize it. But at the time if you're a new parent out there and you're listening to this show, it does happen. And it's so crazy. People tell you all the time it's going to happen. And you're like, nah, it's not.
Yeah,
no,
it's like,
it really does.
It's like, they couldn't hold their head up. Oh, now he's walking.
I still have a problem holding my head up. Have you seen the size of this thing?
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic right there.
It's huge.
No, but we had a really good trip. It was just it's what I wanted to do for Father's Day. I wanted to go camping.
Yeah.
So we picked a state park we haven't been to yet, drove down there. We probably won't go back there again, right? Because it's a very boat-centric or very water sport-oriented state park. We tried it.
It was cool.
Tried something new. But we still had a great time and met some great people and
that's cool.
Cooked out over the fire and
Were you concerned about Max being close to the fire, though? Because that's one thing, even with Eric being 6.5 years old, I'm still concerned about him just being dumb and getting too close to the fire.
It happens.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I grew up around campfires. I've seen other small children around campfires.
Yeah, me too.
And, of course I'm worried about it. Of course I'm worried that I'm going to turn around. He's going to run full blitz in. Ooh, hot.
Yeah. No, the Green Valley Fire Department, we're in Green Valley. They just posted an advisory about that. About this is the time where you do exactly what you did, Shawn. You go camping and you have a fire pit, and the kids get around. And they're saying, keep your kid 3 feet away from that, and pets, because pets do the same thing. Yeah, I think most pets are kind of inhibited by fire. They don't like it, but they could get too close. And embers and all that other stuff.
Yep. Oh, yeah, embers too. Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, what technology, Shawn, did you take with you? For any of our listeners that are going to be doing any camping or anything like that, what tech do you take with you when you go out there and you're in the middle of nowhere?
For Max, we still took the hatch, the baby hatch, which we have, which is like the noise machine with the light on it. And the benefit of that is it runs to 5 volt, right? So we have USB. And so our camper is new, right? It's 2023. We just bought it brand new. And it's loaded with USB ports everywhere, right? Because that's just the way it is for campers now, right? Everybody runs, they want to charge their cell phones, they want to charge their iPads, they want to charge, all USB devices. So there's USB ports, and it all runs off 12 volt, and it's got an inverter in it. So we brought the hatch. I took my camera. Whenever we go camping, I take my Wise Outdoor version 2, which I run in the travel mode. So I can just connect it to my phone and set it up to record motion overnight, and then it downloads it to my phone. I didn't catch anything this time, but when we've gone camping up in Michigan, I've caught raccoons, I've caught possums, and all that kind of stuff. So I set that up every time. I took my camera with me, but we didn't really find a time to take any nighttime pictures or anything. But I didn't really take a whole lot of tech with me this time, right? It was just there's no cell service there, so it just was a disconnect from technology.
That's really awesome. That's the best type. That's the best type of camping right there.
Sometimes disconnecting, here we are at a tech show and we're telling you to disconnect, but sometimes it's the best thing in the world. You see it all the time. You see people going on planes or on train trips or even bus trips. And what are they doing? The kids are on their phone. They should be looking out the window and seeing, oh, that's something new. And sometimes, maybe this is a great way to show your son, show Max, like, hey, you don't always have to be online or on the devices.
Well, Max loves being outside, right? We go for a walk. I'd say 6 days out of the week, we go for a walk every night. And when we come back in, he just points to the door and wants to go back outside. Right? He loves being outside. He loves going camping.
Right.
He loves going for walks. He loves being in the stroller, just taking it in. And, he slept for a handful of it this weekend because he just didn't take a nap. And then we're pushing him in the stroller, and all of a sudden he's asleep. Which is fine, but it's just that's my hope, is that he wants to be an outdoor kid, because that's how it was for me when I was a kid. I did a lot of camping growing up, and I just want him to be able to enjoy doing that kind of stuff. So
yeah, no, that's awesome. That's great.
What is one of the things you remember the most, Justin, about growing up? As a kid.
Obviously, I remember camping. My parents got a little pop-up camper. And, when you guys were just sitting here right now talking about camping, I was kind of back in my mind. I'm thinking about the pop-up camper. And, honestly, I hated that thing because I wanted to be like the cool kids and have, a trailer or an RV, So
RV would
for
be
me,
cool.
Well, yeah, but like for me, like my parents, with the pop-up camper, I thought at the time, I was like, oh, really? It's just that. But honestly, I loved it. Once you get out there, it's not about what you have for the camper. It's where you're going camping and getting out to the wilderness and seeing the things and being able to go out and have a campfire and make s'mores and, just hang out. It's so much fun. That's one of the things I remember about.
Well, it's crazy because we've talked about Casa Bonita on the show, right?
Well, yeah.
My grandparents used to have property in Buena Vista.
Where Casa Bonita is, right?
No, Casa Bonita is in Denver.
Casa Bonita is in Denver, but Buena Vista is just
Buena Vista. They call it Buena here.
Well, it should be Buena, isn't it?
I know. Don't even get me started on that. It's
Anyways,
Buena Vista. Yeah, it's down south. That's where the founders of South Park came from.
All right.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
I traveled to Colorado as a kid and camped out there. So it's like,
wow.
it's kind of fun that Colorado has a little bit of my heart because, my parents spent a lot of time out there. Well, my mom anyways. And then I spent a lot of time out there as a kid. Pretty much every summer we were going to Colorado as a kid.
That's awesome. I haven't even camped here in Colorado since I've been here. Really? I've been here 8 years. 8 years now.
No, didn't you guys borrow your neighbor's camper and take it somewhere?
Yeah. I thought
but not up in the not in the mountains. That was East County. That was out in the plains.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we have never been up in the mountains to go camping.
It's funny because as a kid, I remember one of the things I would do, because I lived in the suburbs in Huntington Beach, right? We would take baseball cards and a clothespin and put it on our bike and make it sound like we were a motorcycle. And
I remember that.
Ride around the neighborhood forever. Now they have technology on these bikes that actually make that sound. Similar to what you can get with a Tesla with the sound of an engine.
Yeah.
But now you can have a bike that actually gives that. It's like technology is cool, but it does take away some of that spirit of fun that we had as kids.
Wait, can we do something where, because what I remember doing as a kid is I would take my bike, I would tie a action figure on a string behind the bike, and I would like go wakeboarding with it.
You're the bad guy.
Oh yeah, and I would try to get the little action figure to like hit the curb or see how scuffed up I could get it. Do they do that now with technology too?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe on
we
a
can still
video
do that.
game. I saw an ad the other day, a cartoon. It was pretty funny. The mom tells the kid to go outside, get off the computer, get outside and play. So what does he do? The mom comes out and looks later. He's sitting in the front yard with a big 25-inch screen playing his Xbox or PlayStation 5 in the front yard. She's like, "What are you doing?" She says, "You told me to come outside and play." That's
well,
let the kids play.
Technically,
Not wrong.
yeah. So I want to mention something that happened to me today.
All right.
Speaking of the technology, like we're addicted to technology. We have so much of the phones and everything, right? So I was out golfing today with my company that I work for. So they invited me to go to play in a tournament. It was a sponsored tournament. So we had a foursome that was the director of the golf for Highland Hills,
right,
and then the general manager of golf. So these guys are like pros. And then it was also me and then my boss together in a cart, right? So on the very first hole, we tee off. We get that in the carts. I'm walking down to collect my ball because my very first tee shot was horrible. But my boss was driving the cart. So we get back in the cart, we go, and all of a sudden we get to the next hole, and he goes, "Hey, where's my phone?" I'm like, I don't know. It was just in the cart, the cup holder. He's like, I know. It was just here. I'm like, well, it can't be far because you just used it. So it's got to be somewhere back there. He went back, looked for it, couldn't find it anywhere. He spent like 20 minutes searching for it. I'm like, oh my gosh, well, I got an idea because he has an Android. I'm like, let's use the Find My Phone on Android. Same concept as Find My iPhone.
They didn't even know they had that.
Oh yeah, they've had it for years.
Oh, cool.
Before iPhone even had it, as usual. Anyway, so we open up Find My Phone, and he signs in as a guest, and he starts pinging his phone, and he can't find it. It's not responding. Like, wait, hold on. You just literally had your phone. What's going on here? Do you have location turned off or something? He's like, no. I keep it all on. So I try to call it. It rings once, goes to voicemail. Call it back again. Rings twice, goes to voicemail. I'm like, well, it's ringing, but it's weird. It goes to voicemail. Anyway, fast forward about 30 minutes. We're like, you know what? Forget it. Let's just play because we're already behind. We're going to come back. We'll finish the round after 18 holes. We'll finish it back on the hole we started, and we'll search again.
Right.
So we play the whole round. The whole time. I feel naked without my phone.
Well, yeah.
I feel naked. I can't. People have to. Can I text my wife with your phone to make sure she knows? I'm like, yeah, sure. You can use my phone to text your wife, whatever, But it was just like the whole time. Oh my gosh, I feel so naked without my phone. We're so addicted to technology. I need my phone. So we get back after the whole round. We get back. We circle back to where we're at. Get there, and I'm looking around. I'm looking in the bushes. I'm looking in the weeds. Can't find it. And then there's like a little like a cul-de-sac U-turn for the carts.
Right.
At the end of that cul-de-sac U-turn, there's like a mud puddle where just all this rain that Denver has been having is just there's a big mud puddle. But the way where it's situated is where the cart would turn to make a sharp turn to get around the corner. And I'm like, you know what? I wonder if it could be in here. But it was mud. I can't see anything. So I grab my 7-iron and I start digging in the mud, and boom.
Are
there
you
it is.
kidding me?
It was buried in the mud. The moment I picked it out of the mud, and this is a Pixel 6 Android, same as me.
All right.
I pick it out of the mud. It starts going bring, 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 because now I can get a signal. The signal was blocked because of all the mud. And it still worked after being underwater for 3 hours.
The fact that it still worked is pretty amazing.
It's pretty good.
He literally took it back to the clubhouse, took it to the bathroom, and rinsed his phone underwater to rinse off all the mud, and the phone still works just fine.
Are the Pixels that new IP68 rating?
Yes, they are.
Oh, look at that.
And actually, his Pixel did send him a notification. I've never seen this before because I've never had to have it. But his Pixel sent him a notification saying USB port disabled because it detected water.
Oh,
so as soon as it detects
cool.
water, it disables the USB port so that way it doesn't fry the rest of the machine. And all he has to do is go and clean it out with a Q-tip or a can of air, and bam, he's got his phone back.
Stick it in a bag of rice?
Well, I mean, but no, I mean the phone worked. I mean, literally, the phone worked. He was able to get calls,
crazy.
texts, and then I open up the Find My Phone app again, and I try to ping it. Bam! It showed it right there where it was, right next to me in his hand. And I was like, well, that was what it was. It fell in the mud because he made a turn too hard, and it fell out of the cart, and he wasn't watching, and it fell under the mud, and the mud blocked the cell phone signal.
Wow, I'm just surprised. I'm pretty astonished that it still works after being in the mud and the water and everything else. It's pretty good stuff. Okay, so I did have a question, guys. I saw a thing this week that Microsoft is ending support for the Microsoft Series 1, which is what I've got, their Xbox. I'm wondering if people don't game, should they even think about an Xbox? Does it have other reasons that somebody might think about maybe getting either of the two Xboxes that are going to be supported? I'm thinking now maybe it's time to get the Series X because I can't play DVDs on mine because, you know, the Xbox Series 1, it ended up going, and to replace the DVD player in it, you have to do wiring, soldering, and I'm terrible with a solder gun. So I just thought, maybe the thing to do is upgrade. I use it more though for almost like a Roku or a Fire Stick.
It's like a media center. Yeah,
I use it as a media center, but there might be a game I want to play. Are the games any good on the Xbox?
Well, I mean, with the Game Pass, you get access to tons of games, right? So that's what I have. I haven't bought a new an Xbox exclusive game in a long time because I just play what's on Game Pass. And I use it for YouTube TV, and I use it for Plex. I use it for Twitch. I use it for, so when I'm down in the basement on my computer, I've got my computer facing the wall, and then I have my Xbox on the projector with the screen down, and I can just toss on YouTube TV, I can toss on Plex, I can toss on whatever, and it works great.
What is the big difference between the two, the Series S and the Series X?
Series X is their top of the line. I mean, it's their flagship. It's more powerful than the Series S. Series S is also smaller, thinner, it's white, versus the Series X being more of a rectangle, taller, black. And I believe the Series X is the one that has the disk drive. It's the Series S that does not. And again, I mean, if you're a hardcore gamer, if you are like really looking for the best of the best quality in your games, you're going to want to go with the Series X. If you just kind of like, media center here, maybe a game or one or two here or there, and especially if you're just going to be doing Game Pass where a lot of the games are going to be games from the Xbox One era. You probably could get away with an Xbox Series S without having to shell out the extra, what was it, 150, I think it is, extra for the
big
Series
difference.
X.
It's like I think 500, I want to almost say like $549 versus $299 for the Series S.
Yeah. So, like 150 extra. So, I mean, if you're not going to be a hardcore gamer looking for the best quality graphics, the best quality sound, I mean, the Series S is still a great step up from the Series 1.
Really?
It's just not as powerful as the Series X.
Right. Well, now, what kind of games are available on Game Pass? So, I mean, I might be able to try some of them out. For those listeners that are thinking, maybe, with this, maybe I'll go ahead and give it a try. Is there some that are recommended?
Yeah, well, you can go to Xbox.com and check the Game Pass library to see what's available. But, I mean, it's always rotating, but there's so much good stuff. I guarantee any gamer that's out there can find something to play on Game Pass that they're going to enjoy.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think it's totally worth it, in my opinion. And I don't play that many games on my Xbox, but I also have the PC Game Pass, right? So I still I can do both Game Pass on PC. And
do you have to
Xbox.
pay for both though? So
do you
have to pay separate?
No, if you get the Xbox Game Pass, it comes with the PC Game Pass.
Oh, cool. And then that gives you the ability to play Flight Simulator, right? Because that's still up there, isn't it?
I believe it is, yes.
Yes.
I'd finally make the move, and then I would find out that it's not up there anymore.
Yep.
You're right. That's the problem with any type of subscription like this, right? There's no guarantee that the game you want is going to be available for an extended period of time, right? I had Dirt Rally 2.0 on PC Game Pass, and then it was just gone one day.
Oh,
because they removed it, right?
Yep.
So there's no guarantee that your game is going to stay on Game Pass.
Well,
right?
But here's the thing, though. Even if it doesn't stay on Game Pass, they should. And I've always gotten notifications saying, "Hey, check out these games before they're gone." Especially if you add the game to your library or actually play the game and it goes away, it will tell you, hey, these games are about to leave. And what you do then is by having the subscription to Game Pass, you get to buy the game at a discount. So you don't have to spend full price.
Ooh, I like that. Now, Shawn, you're going to be in the same boat as I am. If I decide to go get the S or the Series X, I'm thinking the X because at Target, they also have for $99 the refrigerator that is shaped like an Xbox Series X.
That's funny.
But I'm thinking, can you back up? Can you transfer the info from the Series 1 to the new Series S or X?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I
Like, you're talking
don't
about,
know.
like, save games?
I don't know what the process is to transport your data, right? I don't know.
Oh.
Are you talking about like save games and stuff?
No, like your channels, like your Plex, your all of that.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know how it works, but I believe that if you would log in to your new Xbox, you should be able to have the option to add those channels, or it might already have them if you log in. I don't know.
Well, you're going to have to add your apps. You have to add the apps to it.
Yeah, you have to add the apps. But
right.
like your cloud saves and all that stuff should transfer just with you logging into the new machine.
I'm going to have to give it a try, and I'll let you guys know next week. Now, with all of the tech that has been happening this week, one of the big stories along with that has been, and many people don't understand the whole Reddit thing. We've talked about this over the last couple of weeks as we've seen this kind of every week. There seems to be something different. And this week, it's John Oliver.
So
okay, I am not.
Justin is lost on this one.
I don't know what's going on with this one.
So Reddit gave subreddit moderators of subreddits, right? So if you like a subreddit, you can apply to be a moderator.
Right.
Basically, that means you approve content, you ban users for inappropriate content, that yada, yada, yada. So a lot of subs went dark in response to the Reddit API deal, the whole thing, right? Reddit came out and said, all right, mods, if you're not going to come back online, we're going to kick y'all out and replace you, and we're going to find people that'll bring your subs back online. So what a lot of subreddits did is they came back on, they marked themselves not safe for work, and all they're posting are pictures or videos of John Oliver.
That's it. Why John Oliver? What did he do?
Well,
no idea.
I've seen other subreddits come back online where they do malicious compliance, where if they're talking about the Rockies, like for instance, the subreddit for the Colorado Rockies baseball team, instead of coming back online talking about the baseball team, they talk about literally the Rocky, like the Rocky Mountains. That's all they talk about. Wow. Like stuff like that. They're complying, but they're not staying true to the tone of their subreddit. So that's what you're talking about here?
So right. So some subreddits are coming back and doing that. Some have come back and are operating as normal.
Right.
But most of them are trolling Reddit by doing these types of things. But what most of them are doing is marking themselves not safe for work. Not safe for work means, obviously, not safe for work, meaning it's adult content or other inappropriate content.
And some people may have that flag that they wouldn't be able to see it.
But Reddit can't serve ads on not safe for work communities.
Oh.
So most of these communities are coming back marked as not safe for work, and they can't be served ads on those communities.
Can't be monetized.
Yeah. Oh my God, this makes so much sense because people are complaining about all these ads on Reddit. I never see ads on Reddit because I'm always browsing not safe for work content.
Justin.
Well, no, not like that. I'm talking no, not like that.
Maybe humor, yes,
Okay. Yeah. But I never saw ads on Reddit.
How are they going to survive? Because the API poll is going to be July 1st, right? I
mean, you've got Reddit doubled down and basically still was just bashing on the Apollo dev, saying they have not apologized for saying that he tried to blackmail them and all that stuff, and
which is not true.
Yeah,
and they're saying that we've tried to work with these developers and we've tried to work with this developer. And there's other third-party developers that are saying, like, here's all of my emails that went unanswered from you guys. So tell us you're working with us without telling us you're working with us, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those scenarios where I don't know what the timeline that Reddit did this in is so bizarre because it's like they announced this plan and said, all right, this was June 1st, right? It was at the beginning of the month, and said July 1. This is effective, right? It's at the end of the month.
1 month.
That is impossible for any developer on any platform to beta test user test, polish, and
Look.
the developer for Apollo said, that's going to take me longer than that to make sure that my people who have subscriptions through Apple get their money back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, Reddit has been going downhill for a long time. I mean, years. It's not the same as it was back in, early 2010, 2011, 2012. It has really not been the same. And this is kind of like the final nail in the coffin. I really think this is going to be the end of that. And not only just Reddit, but look at what Twitter's doing after Elon took over and he's doing all these changes. I think, and I mentioned this about the Fediverse, about all these new ones.
Hang on to that thought, because we got to take a break. But we come back, I want you to tell us about the Fediverse and tell us about some of the options for those that say, I don't want to play the Twitter game, or I don't want to play, the Reddit game. We'll do that when we come back. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeer.
And I'm Justin Lemmy. Find us on the web at techtalkradio.com. We'll be right back.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
All right, now before the break, I was talking about the Fediverse, the new. It's more than just a social media, but we were talking about the big three. You got Facebook Meta, you've got Twitter, you got Reddit. Twitter's already going through some problems. Reddit now we talked about is going through some problems.
Where Facebook, we heard this week, also having some issues.
Well, yeah, definitely Facebook's having some issues, and so is Instagram. I mean, that's part of Facebook Meta, right? But people are starting to go, wait, hold on a second. I don't want all of my data. I don't want all of my data to go to like the big tech companies who are just going to sell my data, right? And that's what they do. I mean, you're not paying for Facebook. You're not paying for Twitter. I hope you're not with the blue checkmark thing. But even if you are doing that, you're still not paying. You're not paying for Reddit. If you're not paying for a service that you're getting, you are the product.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, yeah.
Your data, everything you do is getting scraped, and it's getting archived, and it's getting sold to advertisers.
A good example of this is if you're listening and you've been online and maybe suddenly you thought, I'm going to look at an ad here. You saw an ad, it captured your attention, and it was for a product, a widget, whatever. And you clicked on it and you looked at it.
An Acme widget.
Yeah. You will notice, though, even if you're on Facebook when you do this or vice versa, on Instagram, you may notice you'll start seeing ads for either that same product or a product that's very similar. And again, that's telling you because they're seeing, they're looking at this or they're looking at that.
Well, we've even noticed we have Metronet now.
Mm-hmm.
What's Metronet? Your internet service?
Our internet. We're now seeing that Caitlin and I are getting similar ads on both our devices because we're using Metronet. So I believe Metronet is selling our data.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it's interesting because she's like, I'm getting ads that are similar for board games and stuff. And it's like,
but here's the thing about ISPs. ISPs are not under the same regulations. They're under stricter regulations than the companies like Facebook and Twitter. Okay,
right.
You are paying your ISP for a service. You can contact them and say, do not sell my data. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you don't specifically call them and talk to them or whatever you have to do and tell them, do not sell my data, they will by default sell your data. And it's in the terms of service. If you read through the 357 pages of whatever ISP contract you signed, it will say, by default, you agree that we will sell your data unless otherwise specified by you.
And don't forget, the same applies with that smart TV that you've bought. You may notice, especially, I know LG does this, like if you get a smart TV and you may start it up and you may notice there is a disclaimer that they can take the information of the channels you watch, the content, and how you're watching. When do you change the channel? In the middle of an ad. What was it an ad for? Which ads do you watch? Which ads do you replay with your DVR if you have a DVR? All of that is data that's compiled, and of course, they can make extra money on it. You guys heard about that television that was going to be coming out, and I wish I remembered the name of the vendor, but they're going to be a Roku. I think it was a Roku deal.
Yeah,
they were going to be putting out a television that was basically, was it going to be free or something like that? And then, but it had a bar underneath it.
That would serve you ads.
That would serve ads always.
It was like an LED screen or something.
Yeah, and it would always be serving ads.
When you're, if you're thinking like, wait, well, what does that look like? What is that thing? You think of when you're watching your favorite news station and you've got that lower third, that ticker that scrolls around the bottom, right? That little ticker that gives you the news and the weather and the sports updates. that's kind of the idea behind this, is that whenever your TV's on, it's just going to be scrolling ads across this screen.
You know, I heard something the other day too that, you know, Facebook is you know, trying to monetize itself a little better, but that's, you know, in my experience, have you guys ever bought anything off a Facebook ad and not gotten it?
Well, not gotten it. No,
I have.
I have bought things. I've seen
Purchase.
ads on. Well, I've seen ads on Facebook, and then I go and I look at it on Amazon, and it's like $10 cheaper. Because when they put the ad on Facebook, they bump up the price $10 to cover their cost of advertising.
Yeah.
So I just buy it off of Amazon. I'm like, oh, same thing, same deal, but $10 cheaper.
I've done that, and yes, I did it as a test, and I did not ever receive the product because it was such an amazing, crazy price. There was a company just recently, I saw the ad on Facebook, and it was for a monitor that went on your laptop. And you could pull it out, and you had 3 screens then. It snapped to the back of the laptop. The price, $39. I thought, oh, my God, 3 screens, $39. You have your middle screen, which is your laptop. Then you have these 2 screens on that. This is amazing. And I looked. As soon as I saw that price, I said, nah, this has got to be a scam. This is never going to, this can't be real. You're going to have to buy the screen separately or whatnot. And I let it go. Well, on Instagram, I was fed the same type of ad, different company. And I clicked on that one, and it was $449 for this type of product. And that seems, okay, that seems a little more legitimate. However, do you buy from there, or do you go on, like you said, Justin, Amazon, or even a local vendor? Maybe you go to a big box store or even a mom and pop that might sell specialty products and buy it there. So you've got to be really, really careful when you're buying online. But they're asking people now, totally. And this is crazy, they're asking them to contact the merchant when you get a product that's not delivered as promised, or it's not the right product, instead of the merchant, because the merchant, it's going to cost about $350 for a merchant to return that versus getting it directly from the actual, you know, vendor. So, or from the bank or the credit card. So you don't want to do it. They're saying, please start using the merchant. But sometimes these merchants never answer. I mean, you went through this with that TV. You never got that television, did you? Remember that TV? That was a Kickstarter.
Oh, the monitor. Yeah, no, it wasn't a TV. It was a monitor. Yeah, no, I did that. Yeah, but I mean, so when you're saying merchant, you're talking about the people that sell it versus the people that are the people that manufacture.
Company. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, well, see, that's the thing. I honestly, I don't have to worry about. Now, I'm not everybody, obviously. I don't have to worry about that. American Express.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with that.
Which card does that?
I have the Platinum.
Platinum card, yeah.
So I just call American Express and they deal with it. I don't care. It doesn't matter what I make. I don't care what purchase it is. I call American Express and say, I don't like this. I want my money back. They're like, okay. And then they'll deal with it. Like, I don't have to worry about that. But no, I get what you're saying. But yes, I did have to go to, oh gosh, what was that? Eve was the company. Eve Spectrum was the monitor. And yeah, I paid it for full. I paid it in full and they said, oh yeah, it's going to be shipped. And then like 3-4 weeks later, it still hadn't shipped. And I'm like, come on, guys. It's been over a year since you first announced this. I put my $100 down over a year ago. Or no, actually, no, it was 3 years because it was before the pandemic. And yeah, and then finally in 2022, it said, hey, it's going to ship. And then it never did. So yeah. But then I ended up contacting American Express and said, yeah, they're not being honest. And they're like, okay, no problem.
I've always heard a good warning. If you're going to buy anything online, never buy with a debit card.
Oh gosh,
always buy.
No, never use your debit card. Period. No, ever.
Debit cards are so unsecure.
Yeah.
No, don't do it because as soon as somebody gets you go to a gas station, you buy gas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? You put your card in there. What if there's a skimmer in there, right?
Yeah.
If you use a debit card, now they've got access to your bank account. They're going to drain your bank account. What's going to happen? Your bank's going to give your money back eventually.
Yeah. Also,
but what if you need to make bills that week?
They put a hold sometimes when you buy gas, for example. Yeah. So you might have a $200 or $100 hold on your card if you were getting $10 worth of gas, because it doesn't know when you're going to stop. And
what if you don't have that?
That can be a problem. So you got to be.
So don't ever use your debit card ever anywhere except for getting money out of the ATM.
Okay, so back to the whole idea of this Fediverse, though.
We got.
What are the alternatives for somebody if they say,
Well, there's a
you know
couple.
what, they say maybe I don't want to do Twitter, and
Sure.
if Twitter's getting to the point now where it's becoming kind of it was almost like Facebook on Father's Day because everybody's posting photos of them with their dad, which was cool, but it was like, okay.
Well, okay. So there's a couple options. If you want to be the Twitter, if you want to look at what Twitter basically was back in 2007, 8, 9, 10, whatever. You want to go to Mastodon. Mm-hmm. Mastodon it's mastodon.social, and that is the new Twitter. So it's called the Fediverse because it's decentralized. There's no one particular company, no one particular person who runs this platform. So you can't be censored. I mean, obviously, if you're going to say some really crazy things, like sexist or racist or whatever, you're going to get blocked, okay? But if you want to, oh, hey, I'm MAGA, right? Okay? You're not going to get censored on Mastodon.
And that's how I kind of associated with the Mastodon, that it was more leaning to the right, but you're saying it's not.
No, actually, I found the exact opposite. When I first got on Mastodon, it was very leftist. It was a lot of things talking about, anti-Trump or whatever, and I'm just so tired of talking about this already. But seriously, it was more leftist to me. But here's the thing: that was the default Mastodon. Once you get into Mastodon, you sign up for an account, you start tagging hashtags that you like. Hashtag golf, hashtag Tech Talk Radio, hashtag whatever, and you start following these particular topics, and then it starts serving you content based on those topics that you like.
So its algorithm is gonna work for you.
Yes, and again, it's federated, so it's not going to be controlled by one particular person, one particular company. So if there's an instance of Mastodon that you're like, oh wow, this is getting really toxic, you just leave the instance and go to a different one.
Right.
And so it's you still get the same content, but you don't have to deal with all the other stuff that you don't want to see. So now let's move on to Reddit.
Okay.
Right? Reddit was the big one, right? Lemmy.world. And it's funny I say this, Lemmy.world. It's not spelled like my name.
Right.
My name is spelled Lemme. This is LEMMY.world. Now there's a Lemmy.world, a Lemmy.one, there's a behaw.org, there's a few other ones. These are the new Reddit.
Okay.
And my favorite is Lemmy.world, partly because I like the name. I'm a little biased.
Now, is this open for signups, or do you have to get on a waiting list? Because
No.
I'll be honest with you.
Well, you have to get approved. You sign up and you have to wait.
I was waiting for Blue Sky, and Blue Sky just took forever. Finally, I just said, "No, I'm done," and I can't.
Blue Sky is not federated. Blue Sky is not a part of the Fediverse.
Right.
Lemmy.world. I signed up for Lemmy.one immediately, got approved. Lemmy.world took me about 5 days to get approved, but they were also experiencing a massive influx of users after this whole Reddit fiasco. So they've kind of beefed up their defenses. They've gotten their staff up to par. They're starting to approve things a little bit more. I absolutely love Lemmy.world. It is what Reddit used to be back in 2010, 2011, 2012, when content was made by humans and people actually would help each other out instead of just trying to troll each other or trying to make people mad by posting things that would make them mad or whatever. And I could say this in a multitude of ways, which I'm not. But it is what Reddit used to be and what Reddit should have been.
Is there sub-lemmies?
Yeah, they don't call them sub-lemmies. Yeah, they call them communities. Instead of subreddits, they call them communities. So a couple of them that I'm particularly, so I'm subscribed to Denver Nuggets.
Right.
Hello, I'm wearing the shirt right now.
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to that community. I'm subscribed to World News, Android, You Should Know, Mildly Infuriating, which people just post things that kind of make them a little bit mad. Let's see here. What else I got?
Can you start your own community?
Absolutely. You can start your own community and you can start your own Lemmy instance. If you want to do a Lemmy instance that is just for you and your friends or you and your family, you can do that.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you can actually federate it with the rest of the federation so that way anybody that might, let's say, for instance, let's say Shawn wants to start up a Lemmy.Shawn or a Shawn.Lemmy or whatever it is, right? And for his family to talk about camping trips, right? Let's say his family joins that Lemmy verse and starts interacting with the content. Then Shawn goes and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this in the Fediverse. Now, if I'm on Lemmy.World, I can see Shawn's content on his private Lemmy instance. Because he federated it.
Right. Perfect.
So those are the big ones.
Another quick break, but when we come back, Rumble. You mentioned that. I want to find out what that's all about. Right?
Rumble and Kick,
All right, we'll do that when we come back with more of Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Justin Lemmy. Find us on, you can find us on Twitter at Tech Talk Radio.
Now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
So we're talking about alternative social medias, right? So you have Twitch. Twitch is arguably the largest gaming video platform, streaming platform.
Live stream platform.
Streaming platform.
We have a Twitch account.
So imagine being one of the top streamers, racking in 60, 70,000 views every time you stream.
Wow. Yep.
Leaving that platform, taking your content and going to a beta site called kick.com. KICK.com. XQC, that's his name on
Felix is his real name.
He is now currently signed a multi-million-dollar deal to stream exclusively on Kick.
Are people still watching people stream games? Dr. Disrespect and
absolutely.
Yeah. So right now, literally as we're recording the show, XQC is streaming. He's got 55,862 people watching him stream.
Oh my Lord.
The next guy playing FIFA 23, 31,200.
Yeah, 31,000.
These are people who could be watching a movie on Amazon or Hulu or a Peacock.
And they just decide to watch their favorite guy just play games.
What's the key to making that work? I mean, we've had Darkness 429. We've had Raya Stream, who I just absolutely think is awesome. But what is the key to making that work?
I mean, for one, there's some luck involved, but you got to be a good entertainer.
Your personality.
You're watching because you enjoy watching the person be a goofball.
Do you have to be a good gamer?
No, even Raya Stream. He sucks at video games. I mean, I love Raya Stream. I love Ryan as a person. I love watching his streams. I watch him every day. He sucks so bad at driving, in any game that he drives. But he makes fun of it, and people love it, and he has entertainment. He's not afraid to laugh at himself. And he's entertaining because he's always interacting with his chat. So there's a key point. You asked, what's a key point? For people that are watching, they want to be recognized. For them to have their name called out on a stream, it's like being on TV. It's like being interviewed on the radio.
I've done morning radio for 30 plus years, right? And I know when you make that connection, I know we have listeners right now that I've been able to talk to on the phone. Those are the connections that they will hopefully keep coming back because I do care about what's going on in their lives. So you make that connection with them. And let's face it, radio these days, sometimes you don't get that from a DJ that's sitting, in Kansas or whatnot. You get that with your local radio station. So you get the same thing with these gamers, but they reach a much wider. They do reach a much wider audience.
It's a worldwide audience, but yes, they do. And sometimes if you get to these really, really, really big guys like XQC or Dr. Disrespect or whatever, they can't see all the comments because they've got, like you said, 55,000 people that are watching. About 40,000 of them are commenting every second. For the chance for you to have your comment looked at and read by the streamer as he's playing his game, or he or she, is very rare. But if you can get that, it's like hitting the lottery.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, they saw my comment. They read my comment. Oh my God, I made it.
Okay, you're a little over the top there. But
you're a little over the top.
I'm gonna blow your minds.
All right.
I just looked up. I did some research on the XQC. Mm-hmm. How much money do you think he's getting for a 2-year deal?
$50 million.
I'd say 30,000.
$100 million.
Oh my God!
So for a two-year contract to stream on Kick.
Do they feed like ads during this?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh
they do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how they get their money. But the reason
ridiculous.
he left, the reason he left Twitch is because Twitch has been chipping away at the profits of the content creators
100%.
to give themselves more money. So Twitch streamers are at this point where like, hey, come on, guys. We're providing if it wasn't for us, you would be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And yet Twitch is like, yeah, we'll give you a couple bucks. Like, shut up. We'll give you a couple bucks. Right. And now content creators are like, no, finally, we're standing up. We're standing up for ourselves and saying, no more. We want more money because we are bringing the content to you. You are not providing us anything but server space and internet connection.
Is YouTube also a viable platform for those streaming? I mean, I know, it's owned by Google.
Oh, yeah.
But is
YouTube
Riot
Gaming,
Stream does.
that Dr. Disrespect is on YouTube.
Riot Stream is on YouTube.
So,
yeah. I saw
There's a
that
bunch of
they
others.
just changed. So in the past, this is how it was. Now, when it first started, when we were there with YouTube, we could monetize some of the stuff that we were doing online. And we got pretty good money from ads that were fed before and after and whatnot. And then as YouTube got bigger and became more popular, they changed a lot of those policies. And now it was you had to have 1,000 subscribers. You had to post so much content every day and then every week. And it's been difficult for some. And now they've just lowered it. So now you have to have 500 subscribers, post 90 seconds of content, or maybe, I think it's so they brought it down so that people can make money. But that means you're going to start seeing more ads on YouTube content if you don't already.
Well, you always see ads on YouTube content, unless even now. Now, here's the thing. I subscribe. Well, actually, I don't subscribe. I get it through Google Fi. I get YouTube Premium, right? Mm-hmm. The selling point of YouTube Premium, if you go and look up YouTube Premium, what is their number one thing? No ads.
Right.
I have YouTube Premium, and I'm still getting ads. Now, not the same way. If I click on a video, I see the video right away. Now, normally, if you don't have YouTube Premium, you click on a video, you have to wait through 2 or 3 ads. What they're doing with YouTube Premium is instead of showing you the content you want, they show you sponsored content. In terms of like the first 5 videos are sponsored content. That is still ads in my book.
Right.
And so people are just like, no, they're not wanting to do this. And the same with Twitch. They're not making their money. They're not making their views. But here's the one downside of Kick. I want to mention this.
All right.
Kick was founded on online gambling.
Okay.
Kick was a site for people to go to watch online gambling. If that's your fancy, you want to watch other people gamble their money, you could go to kick.com. All of a sudden, now it's other things. But the thing is it was based and rooted in online gambling. And a lot of their ads are online gambling.
Like FanDuel, stuff like that?
No, like online casinos, like slot machines and things.
Oh, boy.
If you go to kick.com, the number 4 top live categories is slots and casino.
Right.
And another thing too with actually number 5, and I was going to bring this up too. Number 5 top category on Kick is pools, hot tubs, and bikinis.
Oh boy.
This is the other problem with Twitch.
Right.
Twitch has now become a site for smut.
Right.
Like literally.
So you have a gamer on there that's wearing close to nothing.
Close to nothing. Or they're just not even gaming. They're just talking. They're just talking with their followers. But
it's
they're
called just
usually
chatting.
called just chatting. And it's literally pornography.
Yeah.
And they have it on Twitch. And Twitch does nothing about it because it brings in so much money.
Right. But that's sad though, because then you get a whole generation that thinks this is normal.
Yeah.
It's not, not making a statement on how anybody wants to live. Everybody's got to make a living, but yet still, that's
why would you go get a 9-to-5 job when you can make $100,000 showing your parts?
Yeah. Well, it's a good point. All right, I have a question, Shawn. You might be able to answer it.
Hopefully.
Your parents were getting Starlink, and for those who don't know, Starlink is now available in Tucson. At least I think your parents were getting Starlink.
My parents talked about it, but they have not gotten it yet.
Okay, so they just recently made it available in Tucson. I went, and this was an ad from Best Buy. So I went on to bestbuy.com and I took a look, and they had the equipment selling for just under $3,000 that you could get. And then they had a cheaper piece of equipment. But for me, I'm thinking, okay, if you're going to get Starlink, you want to get the fastest, the most concise, everything that's there. What is the throughput that they say is going to be available for those that are getting Starlink? Have they promised any kind of upload, download, or?
I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't know what they're promising, but
yeah, because I thought your parents had gotten it, so that's why I wanted to ask you about it and see how they were feeling about it.
They have not gotten it. They haven't talked about it. They've been relying on their 5G hotspots, and that's been enough for what they need. So.
Yeah.
Starlink has been expanding, and now this is the company that is behind Tesla, right?
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
this is Elon Musk's
SpaceX.
company, Starlink.
Basically, SpaceX puts up the satellites, and suddenly the equipment's available in Tucson. I reached out to the director of marketing to see if I could get answers to that, but nobody seems to know. And then the ad for the equipment doesn't really tell you what kind of throughput you're going to get. I mean, would I want to spend all that money and get, old modem days?
That's a good question.
In the U.S., Starlink users can expect to get speeds around 90.5 megabit.
Really?
And Canadian users should be about to get 97.
90 megabits down, right?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
not
that's
good.
okay.
No.
Well, no, you can still stream 4K on 90 megabit.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I'm getting almost a gig. I'm
Well,
paying
yeah.
for it. But you see, the cost per month, from what I understand, is going to be like $110 a month for the Starlink. Well, I'd rather pay the cable company.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: with cable or fiber or whoever, you got outages. I mean, all the time.
So
now Starlink, sure, yeah, I guess you could have outages, but there's always a satellite above you.
Yeah.
We saw one of the roam units while we were camping.
Right.
We were walking around and was like, oh, Starlink.
Why did you go do a speed test?
Excuse me, can I do a speed test on your Starlink?
So
I work for Tech Talk Radio. Don't mind me.
So the roam is $150 a month and a hardware cost of $600.
Okay. All right. If any of our listeners got it, I want to hear from you. I want to know what kind of speeds you're getting. If you want to get a test, just go to speedtest.net. You should be able to hopefully check your speeds on that. So we got to take another quick break. All right. We come back. We got more of Tech Talk Radio for you. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Justin Lemmy. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Tech Talkers. We'll be right back.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
So this week I've been working on doing a data transfer from a Windows XP machine to a Windows 11 machine. And
Wait, hold up.
yeah.
What?
So they had programs. XP. It was a graphics shop. I sold them the computer 13 years ago. And they finally decided it's time to upgrade because they can't get online. They couldn't get online with it. They couldn't do it. So I finally said, look, here's what we could do. So we went like we did 13 years ago, top of the line. It's the i9, even though they're not going to call it i9 anymore. It's the i9 13.9. It's got, a 3050 in it, 32 gigs of RAM. It's got, M2 memory. And so what we've done is PCMover. And I've talked about them before from LapLink because the main concern is they have specialized programs that run their graphics design products, and they need it to run this new computer. And so it has a hasp key, the whole bit. So we went with PCMover. My Lord, it's been a week and a half to finally get it so I could install it on XP so that we can create the file to move. And with this, you're able to move the programs, the data, and all of that so it will work under Windows 11. And so got that done. But in the meantime, and I thank them for taking a week and a half, but looks like we finally got it taken care of. I found a new program that makes it a little easier. You can do it with a dead machine, but the hard drive's still active, and it doesn't have to be in a system or on. You can, it's called Z-Install, and Z-I-N, S-Stall. And this program, Z-Install, but it lets you basically copy that data off that drive, and it looks at it and sees, okay, that was a program, and you should be able to do it. Now, how it works with XP, I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but again, if you're having an issue with PCMover, contact their tech support. It might take a while, but they will help you out. But we're going to give Z-Install a try, and we'll probably have the representative on the show next week so we can talk a little bit about that.
That's awesome.
So that'd be cool.
That's awesome.
You have a website of the week?
I do. Real quick, if you guys have ever gone to a news site and you're just like, you start reading this news article, juicy news bit, and it's like, hey, you got to subscribe to this news.
Oh, I hate that. Paywall.
It happens all the time. Paywall. They're called paywalls. You can't access the content unless you have a paywall until now.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a website for you. It is called archive.is.
Ooh.
You basically go to archive.is. You type in the exact URL or just copy it of the paywalled article, and it will take you to an quote unquote archived version of that article without the paywall.
But do you have to wait for it to be published? How
Nope.
does it?
Well, I mean, obviously, if it's published on the internet, it's archived. Archive takes within seconds. If you publish a website or an article on the web, it gets archived almost immediately.
Is it run by the same people who run archive.org? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't see anything about archive.org on here.
We'll have to look into that.
But there is, I mean, archive.is is a great website to check out. So yeah, next time you're on a paywall, go check it out. Archive.is. Paste that URL in there and then see that content without the paywall.
All right. Good stuff for this week. We'll be back next week. If you have questions or comments, feel free to email us, techguys@techtalkradio.com. Shawn, I know it's really late where you're at.
It's 11:30. I need to go to bed.
Yes, he's sitting there yawning. Have yourselves a great week. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Justin Lemmy. Catch us on the web, techtalkradio.com. Have yourselves a great week. We'll see you.